Good day, folks. In this video, we're going to create a mandatory profile on Windows Server 2008. Now, the first thing we need to do is create a profile share. So to do that, I'm going to go to Start, Computer, Local Disk C, and I'm going to create a new folder here. I'm going to call it Profiles. Then I'm going to right click on it, go to Properties, and then you're going to go to Sharing, Advanced Sharing, and then I'm going to click this box here that says Share this folder, and then I'm going to go to Permissions, and we're going to remove everyone from this list, and we're going to add authenticated users. Click OK, leave it as read access, and I'm going to add domain admins. And give that full control. Apply. Click OK. Click OK. Apply here and click OK. Now, under the sharing tab, you see something called network path. You would need this path later on. So if you want, you could copy it and put it in a text file or something, because you will need to use it later on. The next thing you want to do is create a user. So you're going to go to Start, going to go to Administrative Tools, Active Directory Users and Computers, and I'm going to expand our domain here. I'm going to go to Users, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to click on New, go on New and click User, and give it a name. So we can call it mandatory underscore user. Let's call it mandatory. Alright, good. Click next. Give it a password. I'm going to uncheck this box here, and I'm going to check password never expires, and I'm going to click next. Just gives a review here of what we did with the profile, and I'm going to click finish. Once you created the user, it will appear under the user section here, and what we want to do now is to add this user to the administrator group. So right click on it here, click properties, member of, and click add, type in administrator, check names, click OK, click apply. So you see administrative group is here. Let's click OK. Now once we have done that, we want to log off this server and log back in with the user that we created, so that the profile will be created. So we're going to close this here, close this here. I'm going to log off. I'm going to log in with the user I created. Let's go to switch user and log in as that. Alright, so we log in with the user we created. Right, so you see we log in as the user we created. Once we log in, we can log back off because the profile would have been created already. So let's log off and go back with our default server account. Right, so we log back in with our default server account, which is administrator. Next thing you want to do is you want to copy the profile from the user we created and put it into the profile share folder in our local disk C. So let's go to start, let's go to computer, let's go to local disk C, and then you want to go to users, and you see this folder here, mandatory. This is the profile that was created and we logged in. So we want to copy this. So before we do anything, right, we want to go here and click organize and go to folder and search options. We want to go to view. We want to check show hidden files and folders. I want to uncheck hide extension for known types and hide protected operating system files. Click yes and click apply. Click OK. Then we want to copy this folder from here and we're going back to our profiles folder, paste it. Alright, and we paste it, and we want to add something to this file name. We want to add .v2. Right, so once that's done, we need to open our profile folder, and you will see all the files and folders in the profile for mandatory. Most important thing here is the ntuser.dat. Alright, so once you found this file, right, you want to load this in the registry. So you're going to go to start, you're going to run registry edit. It comes up here, and you're going to go select local machine and go to file, load Hive, browse to our profile and select our ntuser.dat. Click open, give it a name, and we'll call it mandatory. Click OK, and if you expand this local machine here, you will see it comes up under here. Right, so once you have done that, we select the Hive that we loaded, which is this here, and you want to go to right click, permissions, and we want to remove all the users from this security options here. Right, and with that we want to add authenticated users. Click OK, and we'll give it full control for this one. Click apply, click OK again, and you want to file, want to unload Hive. Then you close off registry editor. Once you have done that, go back to the mandatory folder and select the ntuser.dat file, and you want to rename the extension to MAN. Right, so you see it says MAN now, and you want to delete all the log files. Alright, after you do that, you want to go to App Data, and you want to select local and local low and delete those. Right, going back to the mandatory folder now. Alright, this here, I'm gonna right click, go to properties, security, I'm gonna click advanced, click edit, and you want to uncheck include inheritable permissions from this object. Click copy. Right, once you have unchecked this, click apply, click OK, click OK. By the way, once you're under here, check creative owner, and you want to get to edit and remove this. Click apply, click OK, click OK. Next, you need to create a group policy. So we're gonna close this off and go to start, administrative tools, and looking for group policy management. You select that. Once we're here, expand this a little bit. Right, we want to select group policy objects, and right click and click new, and give it a name and call this mandatory. Click OK, and the say comes up here. Want to right click on this, click edit. You want to go to policies, administrative templates. You want to expand that here. Want to expand Windows components. Scrolling down, I'm looking for terminal services. On your version of Server 2008, it might be called Remote Desktop Services. You want to expand that. You want to expand Terminal Server, which on your version might be called RD Session Host Server. And you want to go to Profiles. Right. Once we're in Profiles, you want to enable these two files we have here. The first one, double click on it, enable, click apply, click next setting, and applying this one as well, enable this one. Notice which two I'm talking about, right? Use mandatory profiles and terminal server, set path for TS roaming user profile. On your version, it might say remote desktop. It's the same thing. Once I do that, there's a box here that says profile path. So we need to get the path from the share folder we created with profiles. So we need to navigate back to our local disk, to computer, local disk, and you see our profiles folder here. You want to select this, click right click, properties, go to sharing, and you see this network path here. You want to copy this path, going back to our group policy management section. And there's a prompt open here, right? I'm going to paste the path. I'm going to paste that path, and then you want to add a slash and typing our name, which is mandatory. Click apply and click OK. We can also make further changes to the GPO if you wanted to. You can go back to group policy management, right? And then we go into this one. Let's scroll back up here. Going back into the system, user profiles, and we can make some adjustments here as well. Maybe let's make some space. Right, we can enable delete cache copies of our own profiles. Apply that, and also we can also set path for all users logging into this computer. Enable this, and we can paste back the same path we copied, and we click slash and type mandatory. Yeah, there are a lot of options you could apply here. You could feel free to check it off and go through and see which ones are good for you, but I'm just choosing these few here just for this video. Alright, that's applied. You close this here. Alright, with this user here, we want to right click on it, click properties, and go to profile, and we want to get our profile path. Just in computer, look at this, see profiles, see this here, right? So we're gonna right click on this here, properties, sharing, select this network path here, copy it, go back to our user, and paste our profile path in here, and put a slash, and I'm gonna call it, put the name of the user, which is mandatory. Click apply, and click OK. So now we need to test this to see if it works. Now remember, we said that a mandatory profile user, when they log off, the changes that they made to their system is not saved and is reverted back to the default profile. Alright, let's see how that works. So I'm going to log off this admin user here. I'm going to log back into and switch user, go to other user, and log in with the mandatory profile, which in this case is mandatory. Put password. Right, so we're in here. So we want to do two things. I want to change the background color. I want to change it to say yellow. Okay. See, that's yellow, right? And then I'm gonna just go to my computer and go to public. I just want to take this folder here and copy it, right? I'm gonna paste it on desktop and click yes. Alright, so it's the folder here and there's yellow background. When I log off and log back in, everything will go back to the default settings. So let's see. Let's log off and let's log back in. Alright folks, you see that the background went back to blue and the folder is not here. So that means our mandatory profile is working, and that will be the end of this video. Thanks for watching.